The next big thing, stealing the thunder from foldable phones. So to speak, these devices let you extend the screen size as part of the display is rolled up in the body of the phone and can unravel when you want. It's a futuristic concept, and one no commercially available smartphone has right now, though we've seen Oppo, TCL, and LG all show off their versions of the Oppo X 2021, Oppo's rollable smartphone. To see what the fuss is about this form factor, and see just how fun unrolling such a phone is, right now this is just a concept device designed to test out the rolling parts, so its cameras, battery life, and internals weren't the focus, but I did get to test out extending and retracting the device again and again, and again while testing the Oppo X 2021 rolling smartphone. A few observations hit me about the phone. When you use a foldable smartphone, there's always a ridge in the middle of the screen. This is where the display folds, and there's usually some mechanisms that can't really be hidden. It's an annoying, but necessary, part of the foldable experience, no matter how hard manufacturers try to hide it. Due to the nature of the beast, there's no such crease on the Oppo X 2021. You can run your finger over the entirety of the display without finding a bump, line or mark. I also found the phone didn't feel at risk of snapping in two if I pressed it too hard, something I certainly can't say about Samsung's foldable. I found myself much preferring the Oppo X 2021 screen to those unfoldable I've tested thanks to these two factors, which is arguably the whole point of rollable. The Oppo X 2021 screen isn't made of glass, but according to Oppo that'll likely change for future products, but the company adds that it needs to improve in terms of texture and reliability. With its screen rolled up, the Oppo X 2021, with a 6.7-inch display, is just about holdable with, as it made for easy enough navigation when the phone was rolled up. The phone stays one-hand holdable when the display extends, though since the screen only moves out to one side, you don't even need to shift your digits when unrolling the display. The placement of the unroll button helps with that, but as I'll get into later, the button isn't perfect. Also useful is the fact the phone's center of mass doesn't move too much when unrolling. When you unflip a foldable, the center of mass moves to the middle, but for the X 2021, it seemed to stay roughly on the side I've been holding. This made it even easier to keep using the phone with one hand when it was extended until using the Oppo X 2021. I didn't really mind the process of opening up a foldable phone. You just have to open it like a book or an old flip phone, and it doesn't take much time and effort. It does take more effort than using a rollable phone though, as I quickly understood thanks to the way the form factor works. Inbuilt mechanisms open the phone up for you, so you can sit back and watch as the screen expands. Sure, this might sound like a lazy person's delight, but I can also see it being useful in other settings too. Perhaps you're on a turbulent subway train, holding onto a rail, and now you don't have to take that hand off the rail to unfold your phone and risk a small bump catapulting you into the nearest person. What's more, is that content remained on the screen and upscaled pretty well. Remained on the screen while the rollable segment moved out, and then seamlessly changed to fill the whole screen when appropriate with book-style foldable. Think the Galaxy Z Fold series. I found there can sometimes be a delay when you're looking at an app on the outer screen, then switch over to the main one, and that's not including the delay of actually opening the thing. This is something I didn't actually get to test out, but it's such an interesting idea, I thought I should mention it anyway. As unveiled at Mobile World Congress Shanghai, the Oppo X 2021 supports the company's new free VOOC charging. This is like wireless charging, but you don't need to put the phone directly on the charger, with it reaching charging speeds of 7.5 W if the device is within 10 meters of the charger. This means you could put a charger under your sofa, and whenever you were sat on the couch, your phone would power up. Sounds perfect. Hopefully we'll see this kind of technology used in other phones from the brand, and we already know Xiaomi and Motorola are working on similar concepts. The Oppo X 2021 extends, or retracts, in two ways, both using a side-mounted power button which isn't a fingerprint sensor. Despite the visual similarities, either you can swipe on the button up to extend the phone and down to retract it, or double tap that button for both tasks. I found the button incredibly fiddly to swipe. Gestures weren't picked up all the time, and sometimes I was left desperately stroking the sensor in a way I usually reserve for cats. In a bid to get it to work, the double tap gesture worked more reliably, but the motion wasn't as convenient as the swipe. You don't have a great grip on it, so it's a risky move to tap it twice in case you knock it too hard and drop it. I would have much preferred a different method of extending and retracting the screen. A software option seems a good shout, so you could swipe down for the quick settings and press an extend button, but I can also see the convenience drawbacks to that. Possibly a physical slider would work too, though if you, for whatever reason, opted to push the screenshot instead of using the slider, you'd end up with the toggle in the wrong position. There are some advantages to bigger screens. You get more real estate for viewing movies, dual screening apps, and similar, but the Oppo X 2021's jump from 6.7 inches to 7.4 didn't really seem like enough of a jump to justify the form factor. At that size, it didn't feel like you'd be able to get two apps side by side for split, as the aspect ratio is the main thing to change. So you're just ensuring more letterboxing. I can see gaming being much better with the larger screen size, although it's something I didn't get to test out on the phone, and photography was slightly better too, as I could see more of the options on screen at once. Overall though, I'd like to see a bigger change relative to the rolled up size. Whether that's a screen that extends further, which may or may not be possible, I'm not an engineer after all, or a device that's smaller. So an extension makes it seem larger by comparison to other foldable phones like Galaxy Z Fold series. Talking about the display and camera specs, Oppo X 2021 smartphone has a Super AMOLED display. It measures 160.9mm x 117.9mm x 6.9mm and weighs 263 grams. The screen has a resolution of 1536 x 2152 pixels and 362 ppi pixel density. On the camera front, the buyers get a 12MP f/1.5 wide, 12MP f/2.4 telephoto, 2x optical zoom, 16MP f/2.2 ultra-wide camera, and on the rear, there is a 12MP plus 12MP plus 16MP camera with features like digital zoom, auto flash, face detection, touch to focus. It is backed by a 4,235 mAh battery. Connectivity features in the smartphone include Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, VoLTE, and more. That is it, guys. Do you think Oppo X will have more features than Galaxy Z Fold series? Let me see your comment below, and if you are new here, please subscribe, like the video, comment. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Peace out.